I think Manchester's always been a hotbed of football.
For the first time, probably in this rivalry's history, the race to be the biggest team in Manchester is basically going to be played out on a global stage.
Two icons of the footballing world who are going to be going head to head, not only in the same league but in the same city. It's fantastic for Manchester.
You've got to go back to sort of the 2011-12 season when we picked them to the title on the last day. That was the last time there was really this sort of atmosphere around the city.
Been in the wilderness for a while. Jose Mourinho would have been hurt by his sacking at Chelsea. United have been hurt by the last 3 years. And now we're kind of coming up together again. It could be the perfect storm.
There is a part of Manchester United's makeup that must have thought, well, we're worried about getting left behind.
That was United making a reaction, I think, to City getting Pep. They knew that they had to make a big statement, and they knew as soon as Pep Guardiola comes through the door at City, right, we've got to react to that, we've got to get someone in.
Obviously, Manchester United go for Jose Mourinho, the guy that made his head fall off, the reason why Pep is bald, the reason why he quit his job at Barcelona. It's almost like we've gone down deliberately, going head to head with everything that we do.
It's mouth-watering and it's going to get very theatrical at times.
Jose's the devil and you've got Pep as this little angel figure who can do no wrong.
Pep's like a lifestyle guru, and I see Jose as more like a plastic surgeon who comes in with a nip and a tuck and a Pogba and a Zlatan.
This is the perfect time to get Mourinho, because he's like a wounded animal. Winners are dangerous when they're wounded.
Jose Mourinho got appointed and everyone was like, okay, let's see what he can do. Manchester City had a parade for a manager that's done absolutely nothing for him. And that just shows you the small-time nature of that club.
They have different philosophies. Pep, while he wants to win, he wants to do it in an aesthetically pleasing way. Jose is all about winning every game and being very functional in his style of play.
You can't deny his success. You can't deny the attitude. You can't deny the presence that Jose Mourinho has.
His track record, it's almost unrivaled success. Whereas for Pep, his last few years at Bayern, he's continued winning on a domestic level. He was partly brought in to take them to the next level in the Champions League, something he failed to do.
He's got a phenomenal points per game ratio, but again, you've got to look at the clubs that he's at. He's not elevated them. He's never had to strip them down and rebuild them. Jose Mourinho did it with Porto, won the Champions League with a Porto side. Even won it with an Inter Milan side that wasn't fancied. And that 9-year home record without losing a game is ridiculous.
I think Pep Guardiola's appointment is the most exciting day for me as a City fan off the pitch since 2008. I think the whole club has been absolutely built for Pep.
That's the best thing about it that he's brought to Old Trafford, his winning mentality. And he's got everyone believing that again, and also the fans. I think that's a big thing. Fans lost their belief. The people that we speak to on Full-Time Devils week in, week out, they didn't really know whether we were coming or going, whether we were going forward. And I think now we all get that feeling that United are united.
Anyone who's successful, Mourinho generally has had a problem with. That's always given an issue when, in their rivalry, Pep's generally got the better of him.
Pep won't admit it, but he hates Jose.
He's been quite coy about his kind of relationship with Mourinho, but I think there's definitely a real competitive edge to their rivalry.
They have got a very good manager, a very good coach. Manchester United have probably got the best manager. It's difficult to split them. It generally is difficult to split them, but at the same time, I think United have had the better summer.
I think that Pogba transfer one's probably the big one for them. You know, they spent an awful lot of money on him, but the fact they've got him sends out a real message to not just City, but you know, the whole of Europe.
Well, they brought in a 34-year-old, soon to be 35-year-old, to sort of lead their line. And you got Rashford there, who must just be kicking his heels, wondering what he's done actually wrong.
Because that's always been Jose's way anyway. You know, that's one of the criticisms levelled at him. He hasn't got a proven track record of bringing young players through his teams. He generally prefers players who have seen it and done it.
You look at Pep Guardiola and what he actually wanted. He wanted a ball-playing centre-half. Stones was trumped as the next sort of greatest English centre-half. And he lost his way last season, but he had Martinez, and Martinez, as a defensive coach, it'd be like me trying to teach Elton John how to play the piano.
We've signed Gundogan, we've signed Leroy Sané, really big players who can really sort of take City to that next level.
We're bringing in characters again, we're bringing in big players, we're bringing in stars, and everyone is talking about Manchester United again. And yes, while they've always hated us, I don't think they've feared us for the last 3 years, but I think they are starting to fear us now.
And that probably gives you a sense of how big this story is and how big a soap opera it is. The two main characters, the two managers, Jose and Pep, and then the minor characters are the world's most expensive player, the world's most charismatic player in Zlatan, the England captain. I mean, you know, he hasn't even got a look in.
Whether we win the league this year or not, United are back. We'll be challenging, and that's a guarantee.
When we was there, it was minimum to win the league. So the dynamics have changed at the club. Champions League football and a trophy will be deemed as a good season, I think.
If somebody finishes above one of both Manchester teams, yeah, they're going to win it.
After last year, where Leicester basically turned the world upside down, it's almost impossible to predict what's going to happen. The world's gaze will be on the Premier League and on Manchester.
Whoever wins this league is the best manager in the world this year.
I get the feeling that if Pep Guardiola can't do it for City, then nobody can.
Well, that manager's bigger than their club, and that's the sad fact. Jose Mourinho's coming into a pantheon of legends here, and he's got to live up to that. And he's not being given the red carpet treatment, but he will be the one that walks away with the Premier League at the end of the year. For the best in Manchester United content throughout the season, make sure you subscribe to Full Time Devils by clicking on that one. If you like United content from the other channel that likes to talk about United all season, click on that one.